In the following video, I'm going to show you how you can create your account inside Dapta and get started. So here we're in our landing page, and the first thing you want to do is go over to create an account. And then in here, you're going to see two options. First option is going to be to sign up directly using your email. And how this is going to work is that it's going to send a temporary code directly to your email. You input that and you're going to be inside the platform. Or the other option is to do it through Google. So just to show you, I'm going to do it using the first option. So I'm going to put my first name and last name here. And I'm just going to put in my test email, which is just daptatest@gmail.com. When I hit on send email code, like I mentioned, I'm going to receive a code directly in my inbox. So let me pull up my inbox here. This is what you're going to see. So you're just going to copy that code, put it inside. And now you're going to see an onboarding process in which you're going to be asked if you prompt like selecting your language preference as well as inputting your phone number. So let's just gonna put some numbers in here. Let's say I want to build voice agents. My company name, let's just say Dapta. Describe what type of business. We're just going to pick here computer software and how many contacts do we have per month. We're just also going to ask what type of CRM we use. So in this case, I'm just going to click on HubSpot, click send, and then you're going to see a pop-up for you to create your first AI agent. I'm actually going to skip this because I want to show this in a little bit more depth and in a different video. So right now I'm going to give a quick tour of our platform just so that you get familiar with it and some other different functionalities that we have inside of it. So this right here is going to be our main dashboard. Like you see, we have a big panel here on the right side in which you're going to see different information such as the recent activity. Let's say you've had a couple agents deployed. You're going to be able to see any calls that have been made, any texts that have been sent to those agents. You're going to be able to see credits used. So how many credits each agent is spending. And at the top, you're going to see some quick start options for you to build agents pretty fast, as well as workflows. Then here on the left-hand side, we're going to have our navigation bar in which we're going to be able to navigate between different features that we have. So for example, we have voice agents, we have campaigns. We can run campaigns with our voice agents and also text agents. We have a CRM, which is just a list of people that have been contacted by our agents. Flow Studio, which is our workflow studio. We're going to have a data studio in which we can create different data sources as well as knowledge bases for our agents. And we're going to have self-intelligence. These are being constantly updated, so it might look a little bit different at the time that you're watching this video. But with that being said, I want to move into workspaces and what workspaces are. So think of a workspace as an instance of your Dapta platform. So let's say if you're a marketing agency and you have multiple clients or teams, and let's say you have a sales team and you have a marketing team, and you want to build different agents for each of these teams, then you can actually create multiple workspaces depending on the team and what you want that team to focus on, like the types of agents that are going to be in each of those agents. So for that, you can click on here where it says switch workspace and you can create a new workspace. You'll give it a name and a description. And along with that, we're also going to have our profile settings in which we can add more members into each one of these workspaces. So if you have a developer, if you have someone who specializes in marketing and you want to give them access to your Dapta platform, then you can manage this by going over to your profile. And then you're going to see a bunch of options pop up. You want to choose on members. And here you can add new members. And the way you do that is that you click on invite member. You put in their email address, they're going to get an invite. So I'm going to test this just so that you see how the invite looks like. And here I got the invite for me to join the workspace. All your team member has to do is to click on go to workspace. If they don't have an account yet, they're going to have to create one and then they'll be in the workspace. They'll have access to all of the agents, all of the different workflows that you've built inside the specific workspace. And you're going to be able to see what the role of each one is. So for example, the first email for which I created the account, that's going to be the owner. And then we're going to have different members that I invite. We can have an on and off status. What this means, if I turn it off, they won't have access to our workspace anymore. And since we're talking about stuff that we can do with our profile, if I click on my profile, we're going to be able to see this window here in which I can change the language if I prefer it in Spanish. I can also change my personal details. Let's say I didn't enter them correctly in the first place. I can change that there. Like I said, workspaces, we're going to see all of our workspaces here with information like our members, Credentials, we're going to be able to manage all of our keys or all the platforms that we're going to be integrating with our Dapta platform. I'm going to give more details about this in another video. You're going to have your billing, where you're going to be able to manage all of your billing information, as well as any payment methods that you have. And over in settings, we're going to have some other options as well. So now that you have an account and you've created your workspace and maybe invited members, we're going to move on into how to build a voice AI agent, which I'm going to cover in depth in the next video. So see you there.